In this, he had a very measured presidential tone the entire time. Not man, you gotta work. If I do something wrong and everybody messes up,
Double the Sean, double the fun.
Doo-doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
What's going on?
I am copying your link right now, and I'm editing the page.
I don't think I
That's
can do that.
Well, Gun Channels has already outed me as an admin, so I might as well, live up to it or something.
Yep. Give the folks something to do in the meantime.
Yeah.
I think I completely forgot to listen to the Daily Gun Show yesterday.
I caught a little bit of it, and then, there was the AK chat, and I think I fell asleep during the AK chat, and that's why
It ran long.
It did run long, but it was a good chat. But I fell asleep.
Yeah, I started it up, and when I got home from work, I decided, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I went and I dumped all the memory off my camera because I was going to upload a 4570 reload video last night for brass cases with Full Metal Jackets. And then I started watching the stuff I dumped off the camera, and I realized that I completely fucked up a step in the explanation of how to do it, like seating and crimping. So I was like, well, I can't edit that out, so I'm not even going to use this video. So then I decided, fuck it. I've got 100 pieces of nickel brass and a bunch of hard cast bullets. I'll just film what was supposed to be part 2. I'll just do that tonight and make that part 1, and then I'll redo the brass and Full Metal Jacket one some other time. So I spent all night filming and editing, and I compiled it yesterday, but it took an hour and a half just to make the video because it was like 40 minutes long. And then it was already 1 in the morning, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. But I was watching the AK chat all the way up until the end of that, and then around 1 o'clock, I was like, I gotta crash.
Yeah. I fell asleep, and I guess my computer went into sleep mode. So
there's a lot of good stuff on there last night. I think I saw Mule on there for the first time in like a long time, too.
Yeah, Mule was there. So it was a good chat. I always enjoy the AK chats.
Yeah.
So
the thing that surprised me the most last night about the filming I was doing was I used my rock chucker the first time, and it didn't go so well. So then I decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to use my good old trusty tiny little single stage Lee, because it's got more finesse to it. Like I can feel what it's doing through the handle a lot better than I can with the rock chucker. So I used it last night, and I got 100 perfect rounds, no smileys, no screw ups. Everything was perfect. I'm like, Jesus, that's never happened before. And I think I got the whole thing on film on the first take too. Like I didn't have to stop and refilm anything.
Did you remember? No.
Yes, I remembered the step that I forgot. I even admitted it while I was doing that step. I'm like, this was supposed to be a part 2, but this is now the part 1 because I fucked up. And I ended it with like a chamber check video, or a chamber check of the rounds I just made. It was kind of cool too, because like the first one that I ejected, like it was a matrix style catch. As I was closing the loop to lock down the breech, or sorry, when I was opening it to eject the shell, I had my hand just in the right spot, and it flipped out and landed right in my hand. I'm like, oh, the ejector works. And then the second one flipped out and hit the carpet. I was like, nah, don't worry about it. It's just carpet down there. That's cool. My bench is getting heavy.
What'd you build the bench out of?
Actually, I made a video 2 days ago about what bench I used because I have a real small space. So I went to IKEA and I bought, well, it wasn't what I originally went there for, but as I was getting ready to check out what the table I was going to buy, I found this thing called a Beckham or Bevcom solid birch, like kitchen cart thing. And it had a butcher block top, so it was kind of heavy. And I think I paid like $65 for it. And then I took it home and I sanded the shit out of it, and then I put tung oil, I coated the whole thing in tung oil. It came out really nice. So I made a video about that, put it on my channel, and then left a link if anyone wanted to get one like it. But it was cool, you know. It's got wheels on 2 legs, and it's not overly heavy when you first get it. It's actually the top is heavy, but it's top heavy. It's not, you know, 2 shelves. There's nothing on them, so the bottom's kind of light. But as soon as I started putting projectiles and bottles of, you know, powder and everything in it on the shelves, that thing got over 150 pounds real quick. So it doesn't move anywhere. Works good. And I thought it was 30 by 30, but it's actually like 28 by 21 or something. It's even shorter, smaller than I thought.
I've been thinking about making a workbench out of medium density fiberboard.
It's okay if you can keep it from getting wet.
Well, yeah, it's not going to go outside. That's for damn sure.
Well, I mean, you'd be surprised how much moisture you get indoors. Like the handle to both of my presses have surface rest on them. They're in the house, and they still got surface rest on them. So, like, I have to wipe them down with oil every once in a while to keep it from getting worse. But I mean, I was shocked the first time I saw it. I'm like, what the shit is this?
Yeah, well.
Indoor rust. What the fuck?
Indoor rust happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I keep my bench near a window unit AC. Maybe that might have a little something to do with it.
Maybe, just maybe.
So just maybe. But I can't prove it either way, so it's just a theory.
It's just a theory.
Mm-hmm. I'm winding down my shitty day. Yeah, I think for just to keep my sanity, I'll probably only do like 1 video a week.
Now, what video editing software are you using?
Maybe you can help me find a better one, but right now I'm using an old version of Windows Movie Maker. Like, I got it to work in Windows 10. And, I mean, it gets the job done, but there's a lot of features that I wish it had that it doesn't. And then I use another program called, I think it's iSpySoft Video Editor or something like that. That one at least lets me crop and modify the audio on my videos, because I had to do that last night. My dumbass forgot to put the mic back on my lapel for the last 2 parts of the video, so like I had to amplify the volume. But the problem with the 2 programs I use is neither one of them will let me do 1080 by 60. It'll only let me do 1080 by 30, which is kind of annoying.
All
like,
right. Do you want me to email you a link, or do you want me to just put in the side chat? How do you want me to give you a link?
Just email me a link.
All right.
Because I'm at work right now, and if you did it in the internal, I wouldn't see it because I'm on my phone.
Yeah, because this is the one I've been playing around with. Mm-hmm. I haven't used it yet to make any videos, but I've been playing with it to just get myself familiar with it. So
yeah, if it does 1080 by 60, that's the main thing I'm looking for.
Sean, it does up to 4K.
Oh, perfect.
So, because they just updated it, so
yeah, because the one I'm using now, that iSlice off or whatever it is, the one I can crop and things with. It's kind of weird when I want to finalize or export my video. It's like choose a device to export it to, and the strangest thing is the best setting I can get is 1080 by 30, and it's a device. For the device I have to pick PlayStation 3, and I'm like, whatever.
As far as I can tell, this is probably the very best open source video editor there is, without, that's available out there. Because I've tried a bunch of the other ones, and they don't give as much features as what you would expect. What GWebs and Matt are using, because they're using proprietary software.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one does the closest to what they do.
Okay.
So you can check that out, and if you have to, you can get a copy of what is it? Or the CyberPower DVD or something like that.
Yeah, I've got a lot of their player software, just not their video editor stuff. Man, I'd love to find one that actually does the Bond barrel camera view thing for a filter or whatever. I'd fucking love to find one of those. I'd probably go to YouTube jail for using it, but
No, they just delete your channel.
Lovely. It's like, we've decided to demonetize your entire channel. It's like, bitch, I just got started.
There you go.
Thanks. Yeah, I started learning how to use those programs in the first place because I've got a friend who works he's into antiques. And he works at a place that's like a gigantic antiques flea market type deal. So he took a donation drive or whatever and got a camera, and then he wanted me to come film their place and then do like their booth reviews or whatever. And I thought, yeah, this will be really good practice for me to learn how to set stuff up and then edit video or whatever before I start putting stuff on my own channel. So I made him a channel and did all his videos first, and now I'm starting to finally do mine. Shit. Dead. So we have a build chat tonight.
Do we?
Yeah, Dead Horse is gonna do one.
What time?
Knowing him, it'll probably start around 10 o'clock your time.
Okay.
Maybe 11 your time. Because he's Mountain Time, so Pacific.
No, he's Mountain Time.
Is he? Yeah, so he's gonna be like 7 or 8 your time, or 7 or 8 his time probably.
Yeah. I think Utah's Mountain Time.
It is of 8 time. See, Knives is too good to join lobbies these days. It's too good for us.
Yep. Utah's Mountain Time. I went and double checked just to be sure. People want to know about it. Tell them to go and, look it up. There's your facts right there.
Oh God. Real-time fact checking.
Yeah, don't just take Clinton's word for it, right?
We know what's best.
Like, I have a website just so you can check the facts. Yeah, if you want them really skewed.
It'd be funny if our fact checkers were all Russians. Can't wait to find that information leak out.
Oh, don't worry. We have a Russian spy in these chats.
You're talking to the Russian spy in these chats.
No, we have an actual Russian in our
no
midst.
kidding. Really?
Yes.
I haven't let Boris out of his cage in a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pavel hasn't been out and about either.
Oh, what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Maybe they got taken down finally. Well, it's only been down 2 days. It's probably not taken down yet. I was going to say, hey, maybe I'll watch John Wick tonight. The second one. You know where. I won't say it out loud, but you know where.
Yeah.
They're down right now.
I've been using a site Jimmy told me about. I won't give the name out just because the fact that I don't want them to take it down. But I've been using this site, and it's badass. It's better than Pub Film.
The one I use, you're not supposed to mention names.
Well, it's down anyway, so what does it matter?
That's true. Funny thing is the host is Vietnamese, right? But it says that the website's actually hosted in the U.S. It's like, yeah, that'll last.
Like, that's hard to cover up.
Right? That's going to last.
Yeah. So
I don't know. That story I posted just before the Daily Show ended, that refugee that went to Sweden or whatever, he got arrested, and now he's sentenced to life in jail because of that video of him executing people in Syria.
Oh, they finally caught that guy?
Yep. I think he was sentenced yesterday or something.
Oh no, we have a celebrity in here now.
What do we have?
Where?
We have a tech guy.
We have a tech guy.
That's internet celebrity, internet famous.
I mean, well, you're more internet famous than I am. I'll tell you that. But I'm trying.
In the tiny little niche that is the gun community.
I'm trying to get there. I've only got 305 subscribers, so you know.
Only is just a relative number.
Right.
Everybody had only 305 at one point.
I've got 21, damn
it. It only took me a year and like 2 months. So it's not bad.
Subscriber numbers are bunk at this point.
Yeah.
It's not that's not nearly the measure of anything anymore, honestly. Well, to some marketing people it is, but
they're setting up search popularity now by comments, right? Not actual thumbs up and down anymore.
I actually compare it. I actually call the number reach rather than anything. I love it when, again, people used to, when the internet first started, everyone talked about hits was the big thing. Everyone wanted hits, and then they realized that, hits is a bullshit number because it's every graphic on the homepage is a hit. So if you land on a homepage of 20 graphics, you just made 21 hits. And then it was whatever. And then it was visits. Then it was subscribers. I think it's overall reach. How many impressions of your content is getting in front of the public every day, every week, every month? That's a much more relevant number to a marketer, in my opinion. But I'd love for them to audit subscribers, and everyone that's never watched your video in the last 6 months gets canned. I would love to see what numbers look like after that happened. Happily.
I wouldn't, because then I wouldn't have any subscribers.
Meaning, I'd love for them to go and look at everyone that has more than 10,000 subscribers and say, all right, what is this 100,000 subscriber base really look like when you're only getting 1,000 to 3,000 views per video?
Mhm.
How does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the other thing that hasn't happened is, I guess we're having a social media discussion because I jumped in and started it, but sorry.
Yeah.
The other thing that needs to happen is the accumulative number needs to be calculated somehow, because everyone's numbers are bullshit, but there has to be a way to look at Facebook and say, all right, Jim put out a piece of content. It got shared by this many people. It got seen by this many people. Its reach was even further at this many people. What does that look like if you add in his Google blog that got that many views, and then the way that he posted it on YouTube too, and da 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 da? How do you add all that up? It's difficult. Instagram, you know, he took a snippet from the video and put it on Instagram, and then got a bunch of views there. So it's getting interesting to track, if you ask me. I think that's the next challenge is tracking and improving to people, because again, in the marketing game, that's all they care about is how many people are seeing it and how many people are buying as a result. So
Checking into cross-platform reach.
oh, excellent. You got researchers in here. Awesome.
No, I mean, I think that's the way they're going to do it now. They're going to
Yeah.
like, well, we own this one and this one, so we're going to see how many you can reach across both platforms.
Well, it's interesting looking at any industry. Forget the gun industry. Look at any industry and how they're trying to use all this stuff to market to get there. Again, there's two pieces. There's direct action and then branding that leads to loyalty in the long run. But if you look at the direct action stuff that's going on right now, it's crazy. And Facebook video is going to be monetized very soon. It's already in the beta phase with some select people.
Huh. Democrats. People who haven't gotten smacked by the Facebook police.
I've gotten smacked a couple times for the 24-hour thing on the live thing, because there'll be a video that we play that has a song going in the background or some bullshit. Like literally,
I remember you used to do those when you went to SHOT Show. You leave the camera running for hours.
Yeah. We did that a few times that year. But not that, like recently. Recently, we did something live, and one of the videos hit their robot the wrong way. Fucker. Where's G-Webs?
Just chilling in the lobby right now. I was
Allegedly.
asking if you've seen homesocialbluebook.com.
What's it called?
home.socialbluebook.com.
No, but I'll jot it down. Social Blade's another one if anyone's out there looking around and wants to see who's what. Home. Say that one more time for me. Home.
.socialbluebook, all one word.
Thank you.
.com.
Yeah, I just jumped on. I saw you guys were chatting.
Yeah, you rarely grace us with your presence.
I have a bunch of editing to do. I usually listen. Well, some days.
Okay. Some days. Wow.
Depends on which Duke Nukem icon shows up in my.
There you go.
Maybe I should use the 8-bit one from now on.
What was his favorite line? Like he'd drink a beer and say something smart or something?
No, it was like.
Ass and chew bubble gum.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
all
go.
out of gum.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Damn, you're ugly.
Yeah.
Hey, I like playing video games, even though I'm into guns and I have guns now. It's just I still play video games because it's one of those things.
If my PlayStation would connect to the network properly, I'd be on right now instead of talking to you. It's been like 2 months, and it sporadically connects. It's so bad.
That's on a hardwire connection?
Yeah, I tried hardwire. I've tried the wireless. I've rebooted. I've reset it. I've gone in and called the cable company to open port numbers and close port. I mean, crazy shit that I didn't even know existed.
You have to just call the NSA and like, can you take my tap off so I can actually play my damn PlayStation?
Exactly. Hello. I'll stream live and give you my stream of consciousness for free. I'd like to. We did that. If you look, there's a few games of me and Schwell in tanks. It's pretty funny from Battlefield 4 or 3. Talk about low ranking videos. Those videos have like 4 views.
I'm still playing Battlefield Bad Company 2, so.
Oh wow.
People seem to spit nails on gun channels. Like they want to talk about gaming, and then as soon as someone starts talking about gaming, all of a sudden it's like instant vitriol.
Is that what happened in the chat there?
It's what happens on Match Chat.
It happened on Match Chat the other day, but then he was talking about, hey, someone's talking about games, so I literally started screen sharing playing Nintendo.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everyone started getting nostalgic. They're like, oh, I remember that.
Dude, there was the day that I learned about Twitch and sat there on an iPad and was like, holy shit. I couldn't believe the numbers on a Friday night of how many people were watching other people play video games. Now, I had seen on an airplane one time, for the first time, this kid was watching someone play one of the Nintendo Mario games. And I looked at the number of views, and I think it was like 2 million or something. I was just like, my God.
Well, you know what it is they're a product of our generation where we grew up going to our friend's house and he would play a game and you would watch him. And at first that was boring, but then after a while you started to get to like it. And then once it hit the internet and YouTube and Twitch, it's like, oh yeah, I want to watch someone else play this instead of me doing it.
Well, then there's also the fact that, the prices of video games these days, if you really don't want to spend the money on it, but you want to see what happens in the video game, just watch someone play through it.
That's a good point.
Because do you really want to spend $60 or $75 every time a video game comes out?
They dropped a new sniper game that I watched a video on, where the guy's bullet, like they'll show the bullet flying through the air and then like exploding a skull. Have you seen that one?
What is it, Elite Sniper V4 or something like that?
There you go. Something like that.
Yeah.
The graphics are great.
I mean, I've seriously been tempted to get Battlefield 1 just because the factor that I beta tested it, and it is fun as hell. I love it.
Dude, they just dropped the snow. I'm like a total. They just dropped the snow map on that. I don't own that one.
I mean, where else are you going to find a game or a situation where you can run around firing a Lewis gun?
Was it better than Verdun?
In trenches and never have to eat or shit.
It is better than Verdun. Verdun is more squad, battalion based, where they go overboard with detail. Whereas Battlefield 1 is
World War II online or whatever. That thing.
They're trying to emulate World War I. Whereas Battlefield 1, it's like, yeah, you've got all these guns, you've got all these guys playing, you've got all this situation. Go have fun.
Right, but I mean, like, there's a game out there called World War II Online, I think it is, and you could literally spend the entire day walking across a battlefield and not run into a single person with your squad. Or you can spawn in, and
like
someone will just happen to be there and they nuke you and you lose your character.
That's like those Star Wars games. I don't even know if people still play them, but there was like multi-person online Star Wars games like 10, 15 years ago. Like 10 years ago. And you'd like go into some galaxy and just fly around.
Like nobody there.
Keep on looking. Run around Hoth for fucking 8 hours.
EVE Online was like that too. It's like I started a character, I started playing it, and I didn't run into somebody for 4 days. I'm like, wow, this is fun.
I think you mean Star Wars Galaxies, probably.
It was computer-based, if I'm not mistaken.
Because I played Star Wars Galaxies, and I play the Old Republic. And you can go to Hoth at both of them. So,
Oh, it's always a good time.
It's always a good time if you want, frostbite.
You like cold.
But, if Edge was here, Edge would say, Hoth is the only place I can get my beer cold.
Dad, I need the money.
Damn.
That's how it works around here.
Dad, I need some money. That's just
Who's
like
driving
instant.
you? Do you need more?
No,
All right.
Holy crap.
he's getting it right there and back.
Who's with him? Make sure he drives carefully. All right. Love you.
She's a teenager, right?
16.
Make sure they drive carefully. It just goes in one ear and it doesn't even go in the ear. It just bounces right back out past the lobe.
Yeah.
The
Well,
only
though,
thing
you
that
gotta-
the only thing that makes me feel good are these are like so she's in a house band thing through the School of Rock, and she's like in the again she's going to a gig. She's got a gig at 6 o'clock in Pompano on the pier, and it's another band guy, and I know what kind of car he drives, so I don't think he wants to wreck it. It's nicer than anything, and it's nicer than anything in my fleet. I'll put it that way.
Damn.
Some of these kids literally drive like $50,000-$60,000 cars. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my boss's
Dad-
kid's first car was a BMW, and he only kept it for 3 years.
Shit, if I had
to a Mercedes.
if I had a $60,000 car, it'd be a tank.
I wouldn't mind having that new Lincoln Continental. I like that one.
No, I mean seriously, I would just go and get a tank because why the hell not? If you're gonna spend that amount of money.
Well, the M3 Stewart from the Littlefield collection, I think, sold for $49,000. You could have bought one.
Nah, I'd probably get one of those. The English are selling off all their tanks, so I might as well just get one of those because
I'd go buy 3 cars at the Mecum
Yeah.
auctions and have like a Trans Am, an old ass Porsche, and like something else, maybe a Corvette.
Sounds like a plan.
20 a pop, you
went
can
up
make it
there.
happen.
I had a friend who went up to one of those. I think he went to Barrett Jackson out in Arizona, and he originally intended to buy one car. He took $60,000 with them. He ended up coming back with a Buick Roadmaster. He only paid $8,000 for a '56 Dodge Royal. He paid $5,000 for, and a 1941 Buick with the original tax rationing or gas rationing sticker on the windshield for $6,000. 3 cars.
If you're in that world, a lot of it just depends on the day that you show up and other people don't. There's a dude down in Miami. He's like a little short, bald dude, and his wife's like blonde hair, big boobs. I think they have a TV show. That's what someone told me. And this guy, I have a friend that's in that, and he told me that this guy will come up and literally have enough cash and call in somebody else to bring in more if he has to, because when he sees a deal, he just does it. He's like, oh yeah, I'll take that. Oh, well, how much is that one? Yeah, I'll give you this instead. Okay. Like he just makes deals left, right, and center. And it's like poker chips.
Yeah, and cash is king in that industry or in that field. I mean, people will say, yeah, I want $30,000 for it. And you're like, I'll give you 22 cash right on the spot. And they're like, deal.
They just know how much they put into it, and they want to make something on it. And if they're sick of going, there's this I'm sick of trying to sell it factor that people discount as well.
I've got a car like that right now.
Right, and you take less for it because of that factor, and most people will. So what's up in the gun world? What are we talking about today?
not much. Not much is going on.
Supposedly some dude in Oakland got shot spray painting dicks on the hood of a car, carrying an AR while doing it. Drug cartel guy got minigun the other day in Mexico. You're going to know which cartel paid off the federales to do that when they take over the territory next week.
We're taking over the territory next week?
I don't think we did it. No, it was only like the 4th or 5th largest drug cartel down there. So watch like the number 3 guy take over the land or something. Be like, this is mine now.
All right. Well, it's 4 o'clock. I got a jam. You guys have a great day. Good weekend.
Take it
Have fun.
Anybody that needs to buy anything, use what did I put in there? 4, the number 4, and the word years, all one word. 4 years. You get 20% off at TacDaddy.com.
Yeah, congratulations on that, by the way.
Appreciate it. It's been fun. Consistency.
Yes.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Later. It's been 4 years for him,
That
but
shit was awesome. Just walking, Dad, I need money. Like, holy shit. It's really come down to this.
well, that's how it is when you're a kid.
No, when I was a kid, I was scared to ask for money because the first question you were going to get is, what the hell for? And then it was usually responded to with, get a job. I'm like, I have a job and I still need money.
Right.
Because when you're 16, car insurance, fuck, man. I was paying, when I was when I was 16, I was paying per month what I pay now every 6 months. The hate was real.
Well, the insurance company needs to go harder down on younger drivers just in
Of
general.
course. That's the funny thing is they say you always wreck your first car. I didn't get my first accident until just before New Year's this year.
Yeah.
Well, at least I didn't cause any accidents until just before New Year's this year. I've been rear-ended twice, but I don't think that counts as my fault. So
Yeah, well, it's always your fault, whether it's not or not.
I lost 2 Beamers to rear-end accidents.
You can
But
fix
then
them.
again, no, I couldn't fix them. Like the first one, I got hit in the rear, and then it shoved me into the back of a truck, so it was smashed in on both sides. Like there was nothing I could do about that one. But for what I got out of it, from insurance and medical and whatever, I was able to buy 2 BMWs for the price of one. Bought one for myself and one for my mom. And then the one I bought for myself got rear-ended, and I fixed it up. That one wasn't so bad. But then the guy who helped me fix it, I lent the car to his wife, and she drove it right through the garage door. By mistake. She started it in gear.
Oh, good.
Actually, her
Why-
son did.
That's why I wouldn't let people borrow my cars after accidents.
Well, I mean, the dude that helped me do it, you know, he lets me borrow his freaking E-Type Jaguar, so it's like, I can't say no, you know? And he helped me rebuild it in the first place, so I didn't complain. I had another car at the time anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. I'm on my, what's this? This is my 5th BMW that I've got now. And I didn't even pay for this one. This one was given to me. Because my Fiat's still in the shop. They don't, the fucking dealer doesn't even know how to fix my car. That's pathetic.
Wow, really?
Yep. Like they did all the body work, and then when they put the whole car back together, they got an airbag sensor warning. So then they thought, oh, the sensor's no good. So then they went and they ordered another one, which was back ordered, and it had to come on a plane from Italy. They installed that, and they still have the error, which means they don't know how to clear the error, or the sensor was never the problem. And now they don't know how to get the error to go away. And they won't give me the car back until they fix it. So it's been in there for 2 months.
Ouch.
I've made 2 payments on that car without putting a single mile on it. I'm going to try to see if I can get them to comp me the 2 months of payments, because that's kind of stupid that they can't fix it and they won't give it back to me. So but I'm not in a hurry because I got another car, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, don't you have like a whole backyard full of cars or something?
No, I've got right now of my own. I have a 2002 330 Ci, which I drove to work today, and I've got an 86 535 IS in my driveway, which I'm probably gonna sell it. And then I bought my dad a 2011, I think it is. It's either 11 or 12 Volkswagen CC. And then my Fiat, which is in the shop, so that doesn't count because it's not at home. So 4 total, currently. The really strange thing is my insurance company's been really cool. Like, they took care of my car, even though it was my fault, because I got full coverage. And they didn't even ask for a deductible. Not once. They didn't say anything about my deductible. I'm like, if they're not gonna say I need to pay it, I'm not gonna ask if I need to pay it. You know. They've been pretty cool about the whole thing because it's the only claim we've ever had in like 30 years. So I don't think they're gonna hit me for it. If they do, I'll just bitch about it. I'll be like, really? 30 fucking years of paying you, and you're gonna hit me for deductible now, like 3 months later? What's wrong with you people?
Eh.
But I mean, so far they've been cool about it, so I'm not gonna say shit. It's Makarov money.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be Makarov money.
You hope it's Makarov money.
Nah, realistically, it's gonna be putting 6 months insurance on this Beamer and getting the registration and inspection done for it. We're a one sticker state now, so I'm hoping when I get the title transferred and they send me the registration, they won't tell me to go get inspected, at least for the first year. Because it does have one problem that I have to fix. So it's like a nanny state sensor that went out, but it's really expensive and I don't want to buy it right now. So it doesn't affect the car at all either. Fucking dealer wants $1,500 to change it. I was like, you can eat my ass. It's like, I've got all the tools to work on this shit. I'll fix it myself. If you give them the link, it's done. That one. That one. Your rival isn't here yet.
Sean?
Hmm.
You know why not? Why he's not here yet?
Did you ban him?
No.
Is he still in school?
yeah. School hasn't let out yet. That's why
I
he's
thought he
still
was
here.
19.
Yeah. We were having a chat last night. I think it was on Speggy's chat, and I think you were there.
I was there for most of it.
Well, we were on Speggy's chat, and I go, "Yeah, but he's still in high school." And he's like, "No, I'm only in high school till June."
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
And Speggy's like, "You just proved his point for him."
you're right. So he's 18.
Yeah, so he's still a little shitling.
It's all right. We all started there somewhere too. Great. I have to do this. Fantastic. Hang on a sec. You might hear me shuffling around a bit. Not building clocks today. Now I remember what it was like being 18 in a group full of adults. You're trying really hard not to look like an idiot, but you're trying to at least say something that'll help you fit in.
While it's lame, I've always been a proponent of just be yourself.
Well, maybe he is. It's just he's trying not to leave a bad impression on everybody, I guess. I mean, he means well. He is going to have a different line of thinking than we do.
Yep, because of that good old Common Core.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm being honest.
No, Common Core and school lunch programs, man.
He should have despised the free lunch.
It's Mouchel's school lunch programs of hell.
Oh man, those lunch programs, right?
You can use that. Test? They're over there.
Already restocked.
Okay.
He agreed to it.
I thought I did that.
That's what his bitching about. Yeah, shit, man. Even when I first joined gun channels, I was a wallflower for a long time. Like I just sat back and listened in on everybody just to see what, the topics of the day would have been. And I'm like, can I even fit in a conversation like this? And then one day Matt was like, we're going to talk about sci-fi movies. I was like, oh, sweet. Can I get in on that? He's like, fuck yeah.
Right. And then you jumped in on Hit or Miss and, became the third man.
Oh, boy. I'm never credited as such.
You became the Ed McMahon to my Carson.
Yes.
Though I
But then
really
again-
think you're more the Andy Richter to my Conan O'Brien.
Hey. We still got Paul Schaefer to deal with.
Oh, you mean Smeggy 42?
Smeggy Skins, yeah.
So
Is he still at work?
I think he's still at work. That's why he's not hosting it. You are, so.
Well, keeps my brain busy while my hands are doing this QC shit all day. Otherwise, I'd have just went home early. Take too many days early, your paycheck looks like shit. So
Yeah.
there it goes. I can't wait to take my Marlin out, but I'm pretty sure I'm not even going to bother taking it to the indoor place because it's only 25 yards.
Eh.
I want to sight it in at least 50. Okay.
Let's see here.
I still need to do a game channels chat one of these days.
We
We've got
we
a
were
channel
going to
for
do
it.
one. We were going to do one, and then no one showed up. It was just me and Polecat. While Polecat decided he was still going to participate,
Whatever happened to Lee?
Lee decided he just had it. He had it with a lot of the trolls that were here on Gun Channel, so he just accused himself.
Who the hell trolled him?
No idea.
Hmm.
But I'm
That's a
kind of
shame.
pissed off that they did.
Who are you
Something
talking
about
about?
Mr. Polecat.
Yeah, Lee.
Who?
Mr. Polecat, Lee.
Oh yeah.
Something of great value was lost if you left because of that.
Actually, like I talked to Polecat, like through his YouTube channel.
Mhm.
I don't know if any of you guys watch his YouTube channel, but I do.
I didn't even know
Occasionally.
he had one.
And just because he has like a lot of cool like farm type of shit that I don't normally get to see or watch. And plus he's into some really cool old guns, but like I don't think it was a trolling thing. Like from what he told me, it was more of a sympathizer thing. Like certain people were sympathizing with a certain group of that's known to, I guess, sympathize with terrorists. So it was mainly because of that that's what he told me.
Oh shit.
I'll just say it, dude. Like basically, there are certain people on gun channels that he considered were Muslim sympathizers, and that didn't really strike well with him,
No
and that's
kidding.
why he left. That's what he told me personally.
That's a good reason, though.
That almost makes me think we should have a witch hunt.
Well, we're gonna have to recreate the Stone Guy AR giveaway and send all our parts to Dead Horse. and let him.
But you know, if that happened, I would actually give the fucking thing away, Sean.
I know you. I
Yeah,
know how you
yeah.
feel
Instead
about
of
Stone
running
Guy,
off
that's why I
and,
mentioned
and jump and leaving the face of the earth, right?
Well, yeah, because you know I sent him a bunch of parts for that build, and so did everyone else, and
Yeah.
and it just so happens at that point in time, you're like, oh man, look at all these nice ass parts. Like this is gonna be a nice gun. Well, see ya.
I thought he took off because he had marital problems.
Oh, that's what I've heard too, but that like you still
But
couldn't
that,
give the fucking
but
gun away.
that doesn't mean that he didn't just drop off the face of the earth and not say anything.
That's true.
And that's also the factor that remember, Ballistic Expansion said he went to the Iraq shoot, and he was there.
That's true too.
So, what's the deal?
Like, well, what prevents you from just like coming back on and being like, oh, okay, like I have marital problems or whatever is going on in my life. I'm not going to be able to hang around much anymore. But guess what? Here's this gun. Like, you know, like pick a number between
Conspiracy
1 and
theory.
100. Okay, you're closest. You get it. Like,
I built this 3 years ago. It's still here. I don't know, G. Like, that surprises me too. I don't think we ever do, actually. We've never sat down and had a panel discussion or anything about that. So I don't know. We're more likely to talk about what happened to Stone Guy and where he took all the AR parts than we are talking about that. That would have made me run off.
I'm not a proponent of Muslims, so
I don't think anyone is that has, you know, listened to people like Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, where they explain how it's, you know, disguised as a religion and it's really a hateful ideology and a way of control. And like once you like find that kind of stuff out, and then once you actually like, you know, like hear stuff like actually from like the Quran and stuff, then you start to change your mind about that.
Oh, but there's 3 versions of that now. There's
the terrorist version. There's the American version, and then what's the other one?
There's the real one that's written in Farsi or something. And then
Right.
There's the English translation, the English literal translation, which is the shocking one to people who can read it or people who took the time to read it. And then there's the politically correct, you know, lemongrass, easily bruised snowflake edition, which makes it sound like everyone just loves each other.
Which they don't.
Which they don't. Don't know. I think the only time I've actually ever sat down and talked about this at length, which I hope I'm not the one who offended Lee, because I actually like the guy. But I remember I told him one time that I truly felt like a third world war would take place to eliminate organized religion as a whole because of that, because of them. But I think that's as far as I ever took it.
You're talking like a Book of Eli thing where they burn all the Bibles and religious books and stuff?
They would just outlaw them. They would eradicate, you know, radical Islam. But then they would say, look, you know, 4 million people died in this. We should just make a NATO resolution to say no more legal practicing of religion because people are killing in the name of it, which goes against everything that it's supposed to stand for. Or something like that, you know?
Well, that sounds just like the Book of Eli. Like that sounds...
Well, I mean, that was as close to a Fallout movie as you're gonna get. You know, it wasn't that that religion was eradicated. It was people were eradicated, and texts of religion were just disappearing because they've been wore out or thrown away or burned for fuel or whatever. You know, and it was like people in power wanted a copy of it because they thought it had some sort of magical property to it, like it was a relic of the past, because it was supposed to be generations after the world went to shit. So it wasn't they outlawed it, it's just nobody knew of it because, you know, all the history was erased just because of a cataclysmic event.
Well, I thought they said in there that they burned all the books, like that because of that. Yeah.
They did. Like, people in power collected them to have it themselves and then destroyed everyone else's pretty much so they could be in power. But that's when it starts turning into like Mad Max Race for Gasoline type of thing. It wasn't because of the religion, it was because of the power it held over people. I don't know. All I know is they need to make a fucking Fallout movie. It needs to start.
Like Fallout movie, like isn't that a video game?
It's a video game franchise, but they need to make it. They need to make an actual movie of it, where it starts with, you know, Operation Anchorage, and then it works its way into October 23rd, 2077, the day the bombs fell. And that would be awesome. Like, you can do a prequel trilogy, like The Hobbit, where you built up into everything that happened the day before the bombs fell, and then once the day the bombs falls, then you start doing, like, you know, you can do a movie about Fallout 1 and 2, and then you can do one about Capital Wasteland, like 3. Then you can do New Vegas, and then you can do, you know, the Commonwealth. I heard that the next one's supposed to take place in the Midwest, which may be Texas, which would be awesome.
Yeah, well, in New Vegas, they did touch some of the Arizona territory, but they didn't. You could only go into one part that was controlled by Caesar, and that was it.
Right.
And that wasn't very cool.
I mean, it had some of the Burning Man lore in there, and things, but that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Fallout.
You just want to see power armor.
Well, that too, but I mean, I'd like to see Fallout Texas, where you have to cross the border into Mexico or something. That'd be awesome.
Oh no, Mexico.
Right. You get a guy that's walking around the deserts of Mexico, and he's like, "Look, nothing's changed." Now, that'd be really cool. I think that would make a really good movie. I mean, if they could pull off Ghost in the Shell in English, then they can definitely pull off a Fallout movie.
Yeah, look at Mexico. Nothing's changed. And then they turn around and there's a death claw. Well, I think that's changed.
Right. Why is that Deathclaw wearing a sombrero?
I actually would pay to see that.
Yeah.
But only if the Deathclaw also had the Mexican mustache.
So it has been said, so it shall be done. I'm going to work on a mod for that.
Oh wow.
The mustache gun. You shoot a target, and it pops a little Mexican mustache like Smeggy's picture. And the sombrero that I photoshopped in there.
Ole.
Yep. So I'm going to start accumulating some parts for you, Dead Horse, and I'm going to send them to you. And what we should do is a Christmas AR giveaway for 2017.
Well, if people were like really actually into that, like I would totally supply a nice lower, like a Spikes tactical lower or something. Like I would supply that, and I would like pay the shipping fees to send it to an FFL and all that kind of stuff to do it legit. And I would actually give the fucking thing away. Like not only would I give it away, like I could build it live on gun channels, you know.
Exactly. Like you can mention the people who they like. This guy sent this part. This guy sent this part.
Yeah, like that sounds like a good idea. I would totally be willing to do that, dude. And
do you know an engraver?
Yeah,
so
I do.
You could have like the gun channel's logo engraved on a blank lower or something.
Yeah, I could buy like a Note Xped lower or something, or like awesome. I'd be willing to do that. Like, cause I already donated to fucking when he was doing it, thinking that someone would get. Like, I didn't even do it because I wanted to win it. Like, what I really wanted to see was someone like win it who didn't already have an AR-15. That's what I would have liked to have seen, you know? Like
I donated parts too. But it was just, you know.
People were actually interested in that. Like, I would be down for it. Like, that doesn't bother me. Like, you know, like, I would just do it all completely legal and like all through FFF, and you'd have to be in a state where you're allowed to have an AR-15 and all that type of shit. I'm not going to be building no California compliant one or some shit.
I was going to say we'd have to make sure it wasn't. You know, we'd have to put in a caveat. It can't be a featureless. It can't be a New York compliant or whatever. Sorry, you know. But,
yeah, you have to live in a free state.
Yeah.
As long as it was like that, I would be down. You know?
So what? No California New
New
York,
York.
New Jersey, Utah. Not
What?
Utah, but not Utah, but Colorado. Excuse me.
Well, why? What in Colorado they just got a mag
Fif-
capacity thing.
15 round. You're not going to send them a 15 round magazine.
Well, no, I
Yeah,
want to
send
send
them
them
any
any magazine. I'd make them buy their own. Like,
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
rifle
all right.
giveaway,
Well,
not a magazine giveaway.
don't they also disallow the bayonet plug?
no, I've never heard
No?
anything like that about Colorado. Just the mag capacity. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, everything's legal in Colorado except for,
Alright.
and you can have like the way the law reads in Colorado. I found out is like literally you could drive right across the border into like Wyoming, buy 30 round mags, and bring them back. You're allowed to have them. You just can't buy them there.
Oh.
And like no one can send them to you there, but if you buy them yourself, like out of state, like the way the law reads, that's what I was told, is that you can still have them. Like you can still have over 30 round mags in Colorado. You just can't buy them. Like
Oh, okay.
that's what
So
I
it's
was
like
told.
dry counties almost.
Yeah, like that's what I was told. Don't take it for like truth, but that's what I was told from someone who lives in Colorado.
Well, all right. So now I know what I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you 2 10-round magazines. That way it's compliant to anybody who wins.
There you go. You know what? I use like I'll have people comment on my videos sometimes like man, it sucks you live in California, or how are you able to have that in California? I'm like, I'm not in California, and they're like, oh, then why do you have 10 round mags? I'm like, because it's so much easier to sight in an AR off of a bench with a 10 round mag,
Yeah.
and 10 round mags are generally more reliable, and I like to put like the wear and tear on my 10 round mags and save my like good 30 round mags for other things. Like, so I use 10 round mags all the time. Plus, it also saves me on ammo. Like, especially when you have kids that you're handing guns to. Like, it saves you a lot more money when you hand them a gun with 10 rounds versus a gun with 30 rounds. Like,
I like messing with people and handing them a 30-round mag and telling them it's only a 6-round capacity. They look at me funny. And then they realize there's 50 Beowulf rounds in there, and they're like, oh. See, what if you did that in California? Bring a 30-rounder with 50 Beowulf stuffed in it and be like, it's not a 30-rounder, it only holds 6.
you have to have you have to have a different floor plate.
Oh,
You have to have like the Beowulf floor plate, not the 5, because if you can put like 5.56 in it or whatever at all, like I read something about that. Like for a while,
So
that
they
was like
have
a
a way.
loophole.
Yeah.
That's how people were getting 30 round mags, as like a loophole. They were buying like 458 SOCOM mags and shit. But
So they actually did address it. That's weak.
yeah. Because I think my 458 SOCOM, I think I hold like 13 rounds or some shit like that in a 30 round mag. Like,
That's not bad. If you can't hit them in the first 5, you probably shouldn't be shooting it anyway.
well, the only reason I have that gun is for when the aliens come back, the alien dinosaurs on their spaceship. So
That was the radical upper you bought, right?
yep.
Guys, every time I see them at the gun show, I'm like, I'm selling your shit through gun channels, right? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I've been recommending your shit to everybody.
What I want to sell my 458 SOCOM upper, and I'm waiting for Radical to get in the 375 SOCOMs, because that's what I want to go to. I want to go to the 375 SOCOM.
That is a screaming round, man. I saw
Yeah, like
Big Shooterist did a review on those.
Yeah, ballistically speaking, like it's just a pretty superior round.
Yeah, it's a screamer. Basically, the
Yeah,
458
a lot-
was just
lot
an AR
longer
version of the
range.
4570. So I mean, it's gonna be big, slow, and heavy. But I like big, slow, and heavy. That's why I bought the 4570. It's like when it can shoot through 10 different bushes and still crush the hug of the skull of a hog at like 100 yards. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
That's why they call them brush guns, right?
Yep.
Like in Africa and shit, because like they shoot through a lot of brush and bullshit.
And they don't deflect off. Like I watched that video that IV8088 did right before New Year's, and it was like that cemented my decision to buy one. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna do it. That's all the convincing I needed. The only thing that sucks is after I got it and I showed it to Matt, he's like, yeah, I don't think I want one anymore. I'm like, you fucker. He went for the walnut one. I can't blame him. I'll probably get a walnut one in like 30-06 or 30-30. You can't have just one lever gun. I have to have 4. Because one of them's going to have to be an octagonal barrel.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's starting to snow. Damn it.
Go take your frustration out on Punxsutawney Phil, the trans-species marmot that identifies as a groundhog.
Like I think we're getting all the rain that California's had, like right, like you know, like and now it's turning to snow.
Yeah, but didn't that groundhog try and assassinate Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil pulled out an actual Bowie knife?
Oh. All I know
It's
is
like,
Phil.
we didn't know you carried around a Bowie knife, and he's like, well, I'm from Texas, carry around everywhere.
All I know is the groundhog was like, "Catch me outside. How about that? 6 more weeks of winter, bitch." I don't know. It's fucking almost 70 degrees where I'm at right now. It's raining, but I'm gonna have mosquitoes the size of pterodactyls tomorrow.
It's 72 out right now.
Shitty. My coworker, he's in the warehouse all day, so I was telling him, I'm like, this shit kind of sucks. And he's like, yeah. He goes, imagine how hot it's going to be in here during the summertime. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work that way, but I can see why you're concerned.
I mean, for the next couple days, it's going to be in the mid 70s here in South Carolina. But the issue is, the nights are going to get down to like 30 and 40 degrees.
Winter's over.
So
It's official. Winter's over. At least
I'm
down
not
here.
used to having desert weather in South Carolina.
We had that one day of winter that killed like everything in my backyard. That pissed me off. It's like, if it's going to be cold, I can prepare for it and wrap everything and leave it that way all winter. But one day of winter, I'm like, nope, no, I'll just take my chances. Everything dies. Including my dog, damn it. That was just after New Year's, so.
Apparently, G-Web says he's offended by anyone who gets offended by talking in chats. So
Yoda's offended by the word offended.
I get offended by walking into my stepkid's room, dude. Like 2 teenage boys in the same room, like they stink. Like holy shit, that offends me.
It's when you walk in with like a bandolier of Lysol and you just start spraying them down.
I do that with like the Glade spray, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I literally dump like half a bottle in there, man.
Delousing the kids.
Like
What the fuck?
Like I've Febreze the shit out of like all their stuff, and I'm like, how do you guys stink so bad? Like, what the fuck?
See, what you got to do is you have to appeal to the teenage brain. You kick down the door and you throw bottles of like Brute at them, and they're like, "What the hell is this for?" And they're gonna be like, if you ever intend to get laid, do something about your stink, and just walk out of the room, and they'll be like, "We stink." Start them off with a bar of Irish Spring and a bottle of Brute.
Or Old Spice, man.
Or Old Spice.
Old Spice.
Yeah, if one of them's talking about joining the Navy, give him the Old Spice. I used to like the smell of Brute. Because I'd shave with a straight razor and splash that shit on. Burn like a motherfucker. Smelled good though. My mom's being all overly critical when I was growing up. She's like, that shit smells bad. And I'm like, it's better. It smells better than stinking. She's like, not by much. That's what I ought to do. But that's what I ought to do. I ought to break a bottle of Brute in the Beamer and then take my mom out to lunch tomorrow, and she'd be like, "What the fuck is that smell?" It's my new air freshener. Ought to be familiar to you. Never riding in your car again. So I was at my local the other day, and as I was checking out, I was just buying beer, my local liquor store or whatever, and it was just before Valentine's Day, and they had this goldfish bowl full of those little, like, hotel sampler size bottles of whiskey, and it said Irish flu shots, $2.
Dead Horse said he'll be right back. He said more, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want me to just go yell it over YouTube. So.
Man, Yahoo News is like super left. Retarded.
And you're just now figuring that out?
No, it's ridiculous how far left they are. WikiLeaks promoter Donald Trump now makes low-life leakers his enemy. Quotes. It's like, well, yeah, but those leaks are federal crimes. There's a difference. Good. Hey, I fixed it. Cool. Yeah, I just checked Freedom Munitions website the other day, and they are expanding at a rapid rate. They're starting to import or be a distributor for PMC. So now you can get like 25 and 32 caliber handgun rounds. And they started this new line called Big Grains, which is 500 Magnum, 50 AE, and 458 SOCOM, which is kind of cool. But they're not in stock yet. Like, they made the website, but they don't have the inventory to back it yet, which is kind of dumb. It's like, get the inventory first and then put the shit on your website. But then I went further down their page, and they have like AR lowers, AR uppers. They're selling optics now. These guys are getting big. I need to hurry up and gotta get my channels. I gotta get my channel to get their attention so I can start getting some fucking ammo.
So, sooner or later, they'll be like the Palmetto State Armory of Texas.
That's cool. I just want some. I want an ammo hookup. They're like 30 minutes away from my house. So.
Yeah.
Got to get my local Fountain Firearms to back me up on a M82, and get Freedom Munitions to back me up on some fucking 50 BMG. Hell yeah. I'll bring back 50 cal Friday.
I would have to move to Texas for that.
What I really wanted is 25 millimeter Tuesdays.
Where are you gonna find 25 millimeter?
I don't know yet. I know where to find the Barrett rifle that's chambered in it, but they've only got one.
Right.
Like, hey, if you're not going to do anything with that, just sell it to me. I'll give it a good home.
It's inventory they have to sell.
Get my local junkyard to donate a car every Tuesday that they're about to crush. Put a 25 millimeter round through it first. Tune in next week when we hit 2 Suburbans side by side. With the watermelon family in the seats. I don't know. They built it because they wanted the military to trial it. And the military's not interested in it. So they've got this gun. It's just sitting there. Fucking sell it to me. I'll give you a BMW for it. How about that?
I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah, ammo might be a problem. Because they're essentially just 25mm grenades. Rockets. I'll figure it out. You give me the tools and I'll finish the job. I'll figure it out. If I have to melt down Keltex to make the projectiles, I'll do it. I think I'm gonna get some of those Lehigh Extreme Penetrators in 458.
Are you sure you couldn't make do with the 23mm instead of 25?
I could. It's just I really want that Barrett.
Because I just found a GSH 23 twin barrel aircraft automatic cannon parts kit for 23mm.
What the fuck?
But the issue is, you know, we'd probably have to get it to work in semi-auto only.
I could just go back to Korea and hop the fence and borrow one from the north. I'm like, hey, you're not gonna miss this. You've got like 50,000 more to execute your generals with. You won't miss this one.
Or you have to go and execute Kim Jong Un's other brothers and sisters.
He's probably already done that by now.
Yeah. I hadn't killed his sisters. He killed his brother.
Well, the one that died in Malaysia was actually disowned anyway.
Yeah, it's disowned anyway. So what was the point? He wouldn't do anything other than just living his life elsewhere, away, out of the spotlight. Why do you have to kill him?
Because well, it's not that. Kim Jong Un is mad because somebody else killed him before he could kill him. That's what it is. It's a damn it, someone beat me to it. Line up the generals. I'll pick every 5th one and kill them.
Right.
Well, he's been in power for what, 6 years now? Fuck, I hate this call. I'll be right back. My least favorite phone call.
The boss.
No, Newegg. It's like we sell on Newegg, and yet I have no access to any part of their service. So when they call and ask me why I'm not processing their returns, I'll be like, because you didn't give me fucking access to do that. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You only call me twice a day every day asking the same stupid question. I'm over it. So when I get home tonight, I have to publish my video, put it up on the channel, and maybe I'll film a gun review. Guess I could do that. Won't take too long. Reloading videos take a long time. I didn't realize how long it was. I used to watch like Jiu-Jitsu's videos and Fortune Cookie's videos. Fortune Cookie can do them in like 8 minutes. Jiu-Jitsu does them in like an hour and 20 minutes. But he doesn't leave out a single thing. So it's like, I learned to reload watching his long-ass videos. And then now I'm making them. I'm trying to do them in half the time. Like I try to get it underneath 40 minutes. I'm trying to do them in calibers that none of these other guys are doing them in too. So the first one was 45-70. And then I'll probably do 44 Magnum anyway, just because I've got a bunch of brass I need to process. And one of these days I'll go out and shoot my 500 so I can have some empty brass to do that.
One of these days.
One of these days. There's only 2 ranges I can go to that'll let me shoot my 500. Indoors. Outdoors they probably don't care, but indoors there's only 2 that let me do it. And I don't get out that way very often.
Yeah.
I just need acreage. Like I was acreage shamed last night or yesterday because I didn't get my fucking loan paperwork in time to buy that island. I know it sounds weird hearing someone say buy that island. It's just a tiny little fucking 160-acre piece of land that just happens to be an island. It's not like I'm buying fucking Fantasy Island or anything. But
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
I know it sounds weird though. Like I've heard myself saying it in the recording, and I'm like, okay, that does sound a bit strange. I'm gonna buy an island. But you have to remember, Kodiak's got like 400 little islands surrounding it, and people own those. You know, they build a house on it. So it's one of those for sale.
It's not like you can't find another one.
Well, there's not another one for sale right now that isn't owned by the state. But it's okay.
Don't worry, there'll be more.
Yeah, there's a lot of real estate out there. So even if it's not an island, as long as it's on acreage, I don't care. And now they've got my paperwork. So if I find the right place this time, I'll just be like, you've already got me on file. You know, let's get this started. I just don't know if I want to live out there full time or not. Not yet, at least. Like, I don't mind spending like a month or 2 out there, but I don't think I could live there permanently. Not until I get a float plane, at least.
You'd have to buy an airplane.
Yeah.
Those what are they called? Those airplanes that land on water.
Yeah, float plane. I want a Catalina. I know there's one for sale. It's just I don't know if it's worth the money they're asking for it. They want like 360 grand for it, and it needs to be completely overhauled. Like everything on it is fucking ruined. It's in the Philippines, just sitting there. I think it'd be kind of cool though to have an airplane that only does 95-mile-an-hour cruising speed. Have all the windows open. Pretty cool. I like that idea. do we have now? We have the G-Webs. We have the G-Webs.
More patches for everyone.
Oh. I sent him a template of my avatar since he said he required one that was larger than what's on the site. I'm like, here you go. It'd be like a gun, or it'd be a gear website, instant in, right? Yeah, maybe we'll put together a gaming chat. Like tonight is Edge, right?
Right.
And then the build stream tonight. But maybe we can do it tomorrow, Saturday.
We've been trying to do it on Saturdays, but just
It's hard to do it on Saturdays mainly just because people are out doing their, honeydews and whatnot.
I think it would probably be better to do it on a Friday night. That Heavy B isn't doing his chat.
Oh, like in every other thing?
Yeah.
I can do that. See if I can put together like a basic outline or something. So that way it doesn't just kind of flounder around.
So I've been
know if
thinking
my,
about setting up a new YouTube channel and just talking about guns and games and comparing them to actual real life guns.
Well, see, that would make a good like stream topic or whatever. Like we already have a channel. Foos created one, so we could just run it off of that. But
Right.
I don't know if my Atari emulator will work on a stream. I'll check it out when I get home. Because I mean, I emulate Atari, NES, Sega Master System, Super Nintendo. I haven't done Genesis yet. I'm sure I could. I just haven't done it. And I've got GameCube, which my buddy tells me my GameCube emulator will work for N64 also, I think it was. So I'll have to check into that. But yeah, we can go over like, I think one of the first major games that got, I guess, young adults into guns, aside from Wolf 3D and Doom, was like GoldenEye. That was a huge one.
Yeah, but that was later on.
Yeah.
Well, we go further back than just
Well, that's why
Doom
I said
and
like Wolf
3D.
3D and Doom, but
There were ones before.
there were. Just it wasn't. What's the best? Wolf 3D was probably the first one for first-person shooter style.
First person, yeah.
Yeah, because that was back when they used OpenGL and FireGL, and then someone finally figured out how to make it more streamlined and efficient. And then when Doom came out, I think that was OpenGL too, actually. It wasn't until DirectX became a big thing when first-person shooters really took off. That's when it got hashtag huge. Super huge. This is an episode of Guess That Patch. Is it another morale patch? I see a circle.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Already?
Yeah.
How do you know what it is already?
Yeah.
You're gonna say a circle? Don't count.
Yeah, it's like I see a circle. I know what that is. It's a circle. I caught the Dano one really early on when you were making it. I'm like, is that gonna be a golden retriever? And sure as shit, like there it was.
I'm only guessing, of course.
Wait, you can't go by the backing. Now I know why you mute the mic. I just heard that. It almost sounded like a daily or tactical pop quiz machine gun for a second.
What do you think it is then? You can be able to tell in a minute.
The nuclear symbol?
No.
All right.
It's not going to be a Poco Ghibli. I think that one was rectangular.
Right.
That was so funny when Smeggy put it up on the screen. He's like, look, I got my shirt.
It was funny.
Just imagine him wearing that to work and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? I'm trying to see it on my phone, so it's kind of tiny. And
Now, is that computer guided, or is he moving it around himself?
No, that's computer guided. Basically, that's like a plotter for a sewing machine. Is that an MP40?
You can't tell yet? Pretty obvious.
No, I can only see it through my phone screen. It's kind of small and grainy from on that.
Your camera's too dark.
No, it's not that. I just can't see it because my phone screen's itty bitty. Or is that going to be a Dead Horse logo? We'll know soon enough.
I think it is a Dead Horse logo.
That's cool. It would make sense since that's what's going to happen tonight. So.
Yep, there it is. There's the head. It's a Dead Horse logo.
All right. I did that squinting at a little screen. So. You have been immortalized. Congratulations.
Yeah, you're only someone on the gun channels is it if you have a patch made out of you.
Yeah. Tac Daddy's logo would actually make a cool patch too. It's like blue and white and green, like a little city in the background, I think.
Yeah.
He's made 4 years. He's well on his way. That's funny because I always thought he's been around longer than that. Like he's been around as long as I can remember. I remember this one time he did a live stream from SHOT Show a couple years ago. It's like he left his laptop on. He's like, okay, guys. He's like, I'm going to leave it running. I'll be back in a little bit. We're going to go downstairs. It was like in the middle of the night. And I swear he came back and they were talking about like hookers and shit. And I'm like, oh, shit. I forgot who he roomed with that night. It just seemed like they were talking about hookers and blow. And I'm like, oh, my God. I got to go to SHOT Show. Fucking old man pains suck. See, you don't start following G's healthy tips until you start breaking down from old age or older age. Now I'm trying to do all of them at once, and it's like, hold on, give me some results.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like 99% sure I have a torn pectoral muscle. And I think I tore it back in November. And I never gave it time to heal because I do a lot of lifting and physical stuff at the shop. So I can't take time off. It's really slow to heal. And then my dumbass thought maybe I'm just out of shape. So I started lifting heavier weights and doing push-ups and shit like that with stuff on my back.
And that made it better.
Yeah, it made it a lot better. Like it felt like I swear I thought I had like an arterial blockage or something in my chest because it's like in the upper left part of my chest, right? But I would do my blood pressure tests and shit, and everything was perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, it can't be that.
Hey, Sean.
Hmm.
How many acres was that island you were looking at?
About 160. It wasn't huge. I mean, it had one house that was 6,500 square feet, and it had I won't call it a barn because it was an all steel building, but it was 300 feet long, 100 feet wide, and like 65 feet tall. So it was huge. It was like a small hangar, and it had its own um, generator system, but it also ran to, I guess you would call it city power, and it had its own well. So I was like, that's cool. I don't have to worry about water. And it had a bridge that connected it to the main part of Kodiak, so I didn't have to worry about, getting a ferry just to go to my house.
Was it a drawbridge?
No, it was just a regular, like simple. It's not a suspension or anything. It was just like an archway bridge with a road on top of it. And I mean, it only had to go across like 40 feet, so it's not like it was huge or anything. And you're not responsible for maintaining that, so like you pay your taxes and the city takes care of that. I think one of the coolest parts about that island though is they could have built a bridge across two parts of the bay, but instead they make you drive 40 miles around the coast of it. Which is cool. I mean, it's scenic as shit. The first time I saw it, like I love the place. The first time I went there, I got there really late. It was like 5 or 6 in the evening, and I was sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and like the backdrop, near freezing water, and it was like cotton candy pink's sunset. It was like looking out at a backdrop of like Ultima Quest to the Avatar or something, because it was just none of the trees, shadows, and like pink and purple sky. And I was like, if I go in that water, I'll die in 4 minutes. This place is awesome.
Here we go. This one's up in Smeggy's neck of the woods.
I ain't going back to Michigan. I'll take my dad up there, but I ain't living up there. Like I wouldn't mind. I don't think you can't live on Mackinac Island, right? That's all just commercial stuff.
Yeah. No, apparently Standerson Island is for sale.
I don't have to own the island. I'm just saying that was what was available, and I was interested. God.
No, owning the island. You have to own the island, Sean. There is no.
You just want me to rename it Gun Channels Island. I know what you're thinking.
That may be true.
If I pay the UAE enough, they'll build me an island that's shaped like the Gun Channels logo for like $2 million. I think that's what one of those Palm Islands cost. You can get your own island on Palm Island. It's like $2 million. That doesn't include the house. You have to build your own house on it. But they'll build you the island. Gun Channels Island in the middle of the freaking UAE.
The irony.
I'd invited Mitt over every day. He would just like walk outside, fucking open up his robe in front of the neighbors, and just be like, "That's right, motherfucker. I'm from Israel. Fuck you." Every day.
And then they just shake their head and say, "That crazy Jew."
Right. Anyone heard from him?
No. He probably got a job.
Either job or didn't they say someone said that like he got called up for reserve work or whatever?
He might have.
Tank commanders are in high demand, so.
Yeah,
Awesome.
also tank drivers, and he does know how to drive a tank as well as command it.
Oh yeah, you had to start somewhere.
He'd work his way up.
They use Challengers over there?
I don't know what the Israeli
Merkava.
army
I don't think
uses.
they're using Merkavas anymore, are they?
They're not using patents, I'll tell you that.
No, that was in the 60s. They used M60A1s right, back then. I know my tanks. I know a lot of my tanks. Oh, they are using the Merkava. 4. Okay. those are pretty cool. I like those. I like that Polish PL1 too. That thing is fucking badass. Like, if they make another Terminator movie, that tank has to be in it. Damn, I went through 90 of those that fast. Yeah, this is the day I usually leave work to go out to eat and get pissed drunk on my way home. All my friends' working hours have changed, so they can't all go at the same time anymore.
Yeah, well, just have a beer when you get home.
I might do that. Oh, we're into another one. I believe this is what you would call too soon to tell.
Yeah, they were using patents, but apparently they stopped using them. That's what the Magog was, or whatever.
I think so. Like,
Yeah,
they gave
those-
them M60A1s for a while.
Well, they were based on the M48s and the M60s. So
Yeah. And I think one of the coolest ones out there right now is called the. Well, it's a Challenger tank, but it's got what's called the Falcon turret on there. The Saudi Arabian government paid to have it designed. It's a manless turret with an autoloader on it. Freaking badass.
So they're not using it, but they're making Sabras, which are upgraded patent tanks. They're selling it to Turkey because apparently Turkey is using them.
Yeah, and they're just restamping Canik on it.
Yeah, they're just restamping Canik on it.
This is your Canik.
Because basically the Sabra is only an upgraded Magog. So.
So it's kind of funny, like, most of the news outlets out there, they're not doing what Trump said they were going to do today, because he called them out before they did it. He was like, tomorrow you're going to go out there, and he's like, Trump has lost his mind. He attacked the media, you know? Like, he was mocking the shit out of them the whole time. And, instead today I'm looking on like Yahoo, and it's just like Trump's historic press conference. They don't actually say that, he was belittling them. They just call it the historic press conference.
Well, he called them out on it, so.
My local radio host here. Oh, hang on a sec. I gotta get this.
And El Smeggy, what's going on?
Same old, same old. What's up?
You feeling better today?
A little bit. Still dying.
When are you not going to be dying? Because we'd rather have a living Smeggy than an undead Smeggy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know when I'm not going to be dying. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully. Uh-oh, G-Webs is having problems with the patch machine. G-Webs, you show those patches what for? Is that one of those Red Dawn patches? Ah, it's that one. Hmm.
Yep. Nitrate couldn't handle it.
Have we figured out what that is yet? There's a lot of red in that one.
We know what it is.
I just got back.
The only thing I'm trying to figure out is that something that like, is that something that she'd be happy with? Like, oh wow, that's so awesome. You made a patch of me.
Coolest thing I saw was what I screen shared for Matt's chat. She went to Barrett. I was like, that's awesome. The chick on her knees holding an M82, and this guy standing there like, oh my god! That's better than steak and BJ day any day. Shit.
Was anyone going to the gun show this weekend?
I think there's one in my area this weekend. I might go on Sunday. I'm sort of like trapping a friend of mine who finally has a day off, and he's like, hey, I got some money, let's go do something. And I'll be like, all right, I'll come get you. What are we gonna do? I'll tell you when we get there. He's like, ha, we're at a gun show. No excuses, buy something, you lazy fuck. The only shitty thing is every time I take him to gun shows, he seems to just gravitate towards like Smith & Wesson governors and Taurus judges only. Like that's the only thing that ever attracts his attention. I'm like, really? I mean, they're not bad. It's just, out of all the guns you've seen here, we walked across an LP08 Luger, you know, there's a fucking M82 over there, there's a Colt Single Action Army over here, there's a 500 Magnum over here. You're gonna go to the damn Taurus every time. Do you know my friend Matt?
Yeah, there's one in town this weekend. I don't know. I guess maybe we'll see how I feel.
You still have bird flu?
Mm-hmm.
Popping them Dayquils yet?
Avian snowman flu.
Snowman flu.
Why is it so hypnotizing watching him like change thread and stuff?
Therapeutic. I could do a stream of me working my single stage reloading press for like 2 hours. Put people to sleep. Man beats boy age 7 with belt.
What's that, G-Webs? You're about to say something.
I said, quit fucking jinxing it. I gotta fucking change those all.
Man, I've heard car engines that sound like that just before they die. Man was arrested for being caught on surveillance video striking a 7-year-old boy several times with a belt. If it's his dad, that's such a bad thing. Worked for us. I don't get that.
Yeah, in this day and age, I'm pretty sure like you can't
Yeah, he got arrested.
kid with
for
a
it.
belt anymore.
You know, I look at that and I'm thinking, what's the big deal? You know, I grew up to that. I turned out fine. It's the parents who don't do that. Their kids turn into little shit and douchebags anyway. Because they've never been punished for anything, so they think they can get away with everything. Texas lawmaker says stop using Chilean flag emoji for the Texas flag.
What is flag emojis?
Yeah, someone used it. It was like, this isn't the Texas flag. And some guy was like, well, duh. He's like, not everyone knows that, I guess. And someone said, there should be a law.
No, there shouldn't. Laws are bad.
Like, just put the Texas flag in there and be done with it. Problem solved.
I can't think of a time I ever needed a flag emoji.
Me neither. Apparently there's a cancer-causing chemical in my city's water. That's good to know.
All life causes cancer.
Right. No, this was actually added in at the treatment plants. Chromium 6. It's a good thing I only drink beer.
But he's gonna blame me for this one too.
Oh, he will.
Some type of jam or something. Tap rack
Once the
bang.
curse starts, you know, it never goes away. So is the primetime version of the Daily Gun Show actually producing higher turnouts now than when it was in the middle of the day?
I think that's him saying no, but I don't know. I thought it was, but
No Dano, no Bob.
No Dano and no Bob. I saw Bob on the other day. He said that there was a long story what took him so long to get home.
yeah, I'm still not sure why his microphone's so like quiet. I almost wonder if he like has a headset type of thing, but it like doesn't work, so it's actually like the microphone in his computer is picking up his voice or something. I don't know.
Who, Bob?
Yeah. Because he jumped in the Daily Show, but he's like super quiet. It sounds like he's talking from the other room. And he's like, I'm practically eating the microphone. I was like, well, you need to like turn up your input, but you try explaining that to Bob.
We're just gonna have to get him a Blue Yeti and be done with it. I've been planning on getting one of those too. Like my boss's son has one. He doesn't even use it. I'm like, bring it up to work. I'll use it. I'll put that shit to work. I just use a Razer Chroma headset. The mic on that seems pretty decent. Like no one's complained about it. And I used a Logitech G35 before that. I missed that one. I broke it dropping it on the side of a table. Fell like 6 inches and the earpiece snapped right off. Cheap ass plastic. I'll be right back.
Fucking smacky.
What did I do? Come on now. Can't blame me for stuff.
I added this outline to the AR, and I don't know if that was a good idea or not. So I'm biting my nails right now to find out if this was worth it.
That one looks huge.
I was afraid it was going to kill her finger, but you can still see her finger. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, maybe I'll go to the gun show tomorrow.
So what color border do you think?
Gold.
This is the tan color, and then the white. No, I don't like the white really, but I don't
White
like the
doesn't
red.
look bad.
Dark will kill it.
Yeah, do it in white.
Smeggy doesn't have an opinion on it. Nothing.
Well, guys, it's about that time. I gotta shut down the shop. So I'm gonna have to have Smeggy start up another one of these till your daily gun show. But y'all can hang in here in the meantime, like usual.